in this session, we will make some revision on some basics for the PMP, and then we will solve some questions if you have time. Normally, we will take only like 1 hour, more or less, but we will repeat this every week, so that every Wednesday we'll have one session to review the PMP and take some questions and know and study together the techniques to solve these questions. Okay, so to start, I think let me introduce myself. I'm Nasser. I'm Egyptian. I have like 17 years old experience in the project management, 6 years in the training. So my concept here and my first point I need to share with you that in order to start, you need to have two hands. One hand with that knowledge like experience, courses, certificates, and the other hand, you should handle or you should catch the experience. Okay, so with these two lines, you will master your career. Okay, and you will have the ability to reach the top levels in your company. Okay, so for me, I started with this list of projects. Some of them in Egypt, some of them was in Gulf. Okay, so I managed some projects mainly in the construction and industry and food industry, and these are some photos of them. And then I moved with the other hand with the knowledge, with the certificates. So I got my PMP, PMO, Six Sigma Yellow Belt, Six Sigma Green Belt, Agile Certified, Scrum Master Certified, Product Owner, and Digital Marketing Professional. So these are some of my certificates. Okay, but what I need to say that when you got these two hands, you need to use your two legs to share this knowledge. Okay, so one of them, you need to create your history, and you need to create your progress in the professional business, and you need to help others. Okay, so for me, of course, I created a lot of projects working as project manager or part of the team, and then I started to help my friends and others to get certified. Okay, so I did a lot of workshops and training. Okay, to help people to be better and also to be certified, by the way. Okay, why I need to say that? Because I need to say that you need to be that guy that has knowledge and experience. One of them is not enough. If you have experience without knowledge, you will be dealt in some positions or in some meetings, for example, like in downgrading levels. Okay, and if you get only certificates without experience, you will not be able to apply this knowledge. So this is quick introduction. So the conclusion here, that you need to have experience and knowledge, I mean certification, so that you have good experience and you have strong CV. Fine. The second point, if you started the PMP in the previous or in the past, and you need to resume, or you need to take the exam. Okay, so let me introduce here to you the main differences between the old system and the new system. Okay, so here I will give you more, I'll give you main 5 differences between the old PMP and the new PMP. Okay, and please feel free to ask me. I mean, feel free to unmute yourself and ask me. The first point, that the old philosophy is different from the new philosophy. The old philosophy, it was based on the processes. So if you study the PMP, you will know in your mind that you have 5 process groups, yes, and 10 knowledge areas, and both of them contains 49 processes. Okay, and based on those 49 processes, you need to apply them, or most of them, to achieve your project. In the new system, it's not like that. In the new system, it's opposite. I mean, you need to set the objective for the project, and this objective will be implemented by people. So you need people, team, stakeholders, like that. And these people will apply this objective by the processes. So we have processes. So in the new system, it's value driven. Okay, so instead of process driven, it became value driven. In the new system, we have different domains. I mean, in the old system, we have 5 domains. or 5 process groups, you can say. Initiating, planning, executing, monitoring and controlling, and closing. So we have 5. And the PMP exam, the old PMP exam, is based on those 5 domains. In the new system, we have only 3 domains. So we have people, as I told you, people, process, and value, or business environment. You got it? So based on those 3 domains, the exam will be. In the old system, we have like 13% initiating, 24 planning, 31 executing, 25 monitoring and controlling, and 7% closing. In the new system, we have only 3 domains. So people, 42, process, 50% of the exam, I mean, and 8% on the business environment. In the old system, the approach, the mindset or the concept of the PMP was based on the 90% of the management was based on the waterfall approach. And waterfall approach is the traditional approach. Like you have a project and you know exactly what will be number 1, what will be number 2. I mean, you know in advance the steps of that project. Okay, and 9% agile. And agile is like you need to build a project and you don't know exactly what is the details of that project, what are the steps, but you know exactly what should be done next week, you know, and next week you will know what should be done like next 2 weeks, you know, like that. So in the previous system, we have 90% waterfall, 10% agile. In the new system, in a new approach, it's 50-50. Okay. So it's important for you to have some study or some background or to read something about agile. Okay. So this is number 3. Number 4, the number of chapters. In the old system, we have 13 chapters. 13 chapters. 3 chapters is like introduction, and 10 chapters, the 10 knowledge areas, starting from chapter number 4 to chapter number 13. In the new system, we have only 5 chapters. And I think this is good news for you. Yeah. We have 5 chapters, and these 5 chapters based on 3 domains. Okay. Do you remember we have 3 domains? Yeah. We have people, process, business, environment. So here we have 2 chapters on people, 2 chapters on process, and 1 chapter on business environment. Okay. So this is the second one. The 5th element here, the breaking down. To study PMP in the old system, you have 49 processes. Each process will have inputs, tools, and techniques and outputs. You remember that? In the new system, it's not like that. In the new system, we have 3 domains and then 5 chapters, and then each chapter contains of some topics or some tasks. And each task, each topic contains some enablers, tools, and deliverables. So one chapter, or as per the new PMP nomination, it's 1 lesson. So I have 5 lessons, 5 chapters. Each chapter or each lesson contains some topics. And we can say these topics are the steps or the tasks that you need to do in order to cover this one. And under each task, you need some enablers, like some examples, and some tools, like tools and techniques, and some deliverables, which are the outputs, okay? So this is the main 5 elements. If you need me to add more one, number 6, from my thinking, in the old system, when you study PMP, you will find that when you study the PMP, it's not matched with the normal flow to manage any project. You remember that? If you study this before, you'll find like chapter 4, integration management, you will go through the initiating, planning, executing until closing. Chapter 5, the scope management, you will go like that, initiating until closing. Chapter 13, the stakeholders, the same, which made some problems with people to study that, because they say like that. We study the PMBOK, we study RITA, and we find this different from the normal flow of managing any project. Because in managing projects, do you remember that we follow like initiating, planning, controlling, till closing. But it's not like that in the old system. In the new system, it's somehow logical. So if you come back here to the chapters, we have 5 chapters. The first chapter, you create the high performance team, number 1. It means that you will create the team, and also in this step, you will define the objective of the project. So this is number 1, which is equivalent to the initiation in the old system. Number 2, starting the project. Chapter 2, starting the project, which is similar to planning, because here starting the project means you will mainly plan the project, and then in the new system, because we include the agile, in the agile, we will make the execution within the planning. You got it? So start the work, we plan, and also execute. This is chapter 2. Chapter 3, doing the work, which is equivalent to the execution. Okay, chapter 2, execution. Chapter 3, doing the work is execution, and also monitoring and controlling. Chapter 4, keep the team on track. It's more like execution and monitoring and controlling. And chapter 5, keeping the business in mind. Before making the closing, you need to make sure that you are aligned to the objective. You got it? So this is the flow. So you create the team, you set the objective, you plan, you start execution, you control, and then you close according to the objective that you start the project for. This is the, this is the consequence. The conclusion, when you study the new PMP, you will find this easier and more fun, than the old system, and shorter, by the way, shorter. Okay. This is the conclusion. I'm receiving some questions like that. I studied the PMP on the old system, and do I need to take complete course, new course, to take the exam now? This is the question, okay? And a lot of people ask me this one, and the answer here is no. No need. No need to take the complete course. Of course, it's better, but it's not mandatory. It's enough for you only to receive some material. I have created some summary for that, and you can use this material, and then you can solve as many questions as you can. Okay. So let me here put this summary in front of you so that you can have it written. What do you need to take the exam if you didn't take the course? Okay, what do you need to take the exam if you did not take the new PMP course? Okay, so number 1, summary material. Okay, number 2, solve complete 5 exams to reach score of 80%. You must pass by 80% score in the simulation exams to take the exam. And number 3, because I will assume that you don't know Agile, I will assume you don't know Scrum. Okay, you need to have some knowledge in Agile and Scrum. Okay, and you will do that by taking some free courses. I will offer you you sent me on WhatsApp after you, if you are interested to go through, I will give you some links to some free courses to know about Scrum. Okay, so that you will have the knowledge, and then you will have you'll be able to take the exam. Okay, so this is free. This complete exam, complete 5 exams. Also, I can give you some links, so you can find them free, and you can find them like low cost. Okay, this material you can find them also at low cost. I can provide them with less than the course. Okay, and this here to study the Scrum and Agile, this is free. Just send me, I'll give you the link and I will give you free support to be able to study. Okay, so this is what you need to take the exam without consuming time to take the course. Okay, fine. So let me come here. What is the difference between the new exam and old exam? Because the exam also is a little bit different. So the old exam had 200 questions in 4 hours, 200 questions in 4 hours. You have like 10 minutes break. You can select them anywhere. Or in the online system, after question number 89, you will take 10 minutes. I mean, the exam will stop and you take 10 minutes break. You can do whatever you need to do, and then you will come back to take the exam. And then you need to come back again to solve. And all of them are multiple questions, okay? And no negative marking. This is the old system. In the new system, which is surprise, good news. Okay, the exam became less. I mean, it became 180 questions. It became 3 hours and 50 minutes, not 4 hours. You have the opportunity to take 2 breaks, each one 10 minutes. And the question that this is also new. The exam, either you'll find it 800 questions, multiple choice, or you will find it as some kind of new views or new shape of the exam, as I will show you. And then no negative marking. Let's see what are the new types of the questions. Number one, this one. This is normal, and all of us know it if you study before. If you didn't study before, you will find simply a question here. And normally, in most of the cases, it's situational question. Story, you know, like you have in the daily morning, you receive an email asking you to do blah, 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 and then what should you do? Okay. And then you'll have here like 4 choices, and you need to select one. And to solve that, you need to have some techniques, like some of them, you need to analyze the question. Some of them you need to eliminate. I don't know the answer, but I don't know. I'm sure that 3 of them are incorrect. So it's number 4, you know, some techniques. And this mainly what we will do every week in this free session. Okay, so this is one of them. And most of them like that. Most of the questions will be like that. Okay, the second type, which is new, do you remember this drag and drop? And you have 2 columns, and you need to take from the blue columns to put them in the middle to be matched with the orange. Okay, which is normally similar to the primary school exercises. Yeah. So for example, here you will have this one like that. The question is like that. Okay, select from these 5 boxes what is matched with this orange. So in the exam, the screen itself will be like that. You will do like that. Create WS, yeah, it's planning, and then validate scope, yeah, it's controlling, and so on. Okay, and then you move next. So this is new technique. You may find it in the exam. The third one, it's called hotspot, and we have here model A and model B hotspot, like that. This one, click the area where the project is under budget and ahead of schedule. So, and you have here CPI and SPI. Okay. So in this case, you need to read the curve or the diagram and understand it and analyze it, and then you can answer. So here, as you know, I mean, I expect you study before number 6. If you didn't study, so of course you need to study to take the one here. So number C is the right answer, yeah, because it's above 1. Do you remember that? It's above 1, so here number C is the right answer. And what should you do here? You just to click number C. You just will click on C. Physically, I mean here. You will click here, and then you will find that you will move next. Okay. One of the other techniques here for the hotspot questions, is you'll have like table like that, and what you need to do is to read the question, and you will write here the right answer. So for example, which risk item should the project manager focus on? So in this case, write the risk ID in the text. So you have 1, 2, 3. 3 options. You need to select one of them in the text, and then you write here in this orange box. You write simply like the answer is number A or number 1. Or in other questions, the question is like which risk blah 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 blah, and then click on the right answer. So you'll have here ID 1, 2, 3. You just in the question itself on the screen. On the screen, you need to click on 1. Click on number 1 because this is the right answer. So you will click on it. Okay. So these are the main elements that you may have in the exam, and that's it. So what we will do now, we will jump to, I will give you overview about the chapters, and then every week I consider that either you studied the new PMP course, and if you need to start and you don't have experience or knowledge about how to start the PMP, I will help you to start. If you studied before and you need to resume, also I will help you, so that every week we will take one topic of the PMP and we will discuss it like brief in 5 minutes, and then we will take like 30 minutes after that solving the real PMP questions. And my focus will not be on solving the right answer. It's not important for me, but it's important for me to help you to learn how to answer, yani how to read the technique of the question and how to find how PMI created the question. Okay, so that I will ask you in some questions like this one here to help you understanding the new PMP system. We have here 3 domains, and this, remember, this is good news for you if you are suffering from the waterfall approach, and if you didn't like the way that the traditional projects can manage. You need to know everything in advance. You need to manage everything in advance. This is maybe in the traditional projects you can do that. And I think here my friend Inj Ahmed shared with me some experience about that. If he can share with us, if he can hear me and share this with us, it will be good. Talking about that, I mean, when he tried to use the agile technique, he preferred so much because it's easier, quicker, and you can deliver something to the customer faster. Okay? So the new system of the PMP is, my point of view is it's better in the study and system because it contains 50% agile. Yes, Ahmed, you need to say something.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello?
Yes.
Hello, everybody.
Yes, yes.
You hear me?
I hear you. Yes, yes.
Yes, I will take just 1 minute. I want to share my experience regarding to Scrum technique. A project I call it special project, which the client hadn't any requirements. So
I think you have issues. Ahmed, can you hear me? I think you have some issues in the network. So if you can move to something. Okay, no problem. Okay, can you try to talk after 5 minutes? ماشي، يعني خلينا نتكلم بعد 5 دقايق كده تكون غيرت مكانك، ماشي؟ Hello? Okay, I think Ahmed has some issues with the network, so he will talk later or join later. Okay, let me summarize here. The new system of the PMP or studying the PMP is better than the old system because it's going with the normal flow of the practical project management, and number two, it's incorporated with the agile technique so that you can manage the project either with waterfall or agile or even hybrid system based on your project. So here we have 3 domains: people, process, business, environment. We have 5 lessons. Number 1, or 5 chapters: creating high performance team. Chapter 2, start the project. Chapter 3, doing the work. Chapter 4, keeping the team on track. And chapter 5, keeping the business in mind. So I have 2 chapters here. You have 2 chapters here on the people, 2 chapter process, and 1 chapter business environment. Okay, and then after those topics, in each chapter, we will have some topics, total of 36 topics. So if you can say it, process, okay, no problem. So instead of 49 processes, we have only 36 topics, okay? So in each topic, we have 3 domains or 3 elements like enablers, tools, and deliverables, okay? So this is one of them. Okay, so let's stop here and then we jump to take quickly one topic and solve some questions, and then we resume next week, inshallah, on Wednesday. Okay, see you. Bye-bye.